Singapore Mice Forum 2016, it's all about reimagining. How do we reimagine the mice industry for sustainability? It's a question we're now going to pose to David Blansfield, who's Executive Vice President at North Star Meetings Group. And David, you've been in the business also for many years, mostly on the, I guess, the media side, the content side. Tell us firstly, what is it that you see as the critical thing that all people in the mice industry need to reimagine? What's most urgent, most pressing?
Well, we take a very holistic view of the meetings industry. It's not just the event, it is the entire media environment that we can create around an event. We view the relationship with the customer as being really central to what we do. We have an audience-centric approach to our business. So there's been some conversation publicly and at this event as well about big data. What does big data mean? Big data is really, from our perspective, small data. It's really understanding the fundamental needs of each and every individual in your community. And if I would say the most important thing to think about when you reimagine your events business is to really understand the fundamental needs of your customers, of your constituencies.
But a lot of people would already say that they do. This is how we've done it for the last 10 years. Why can't we just continue to do so? So what do they need to do, David?
Well, there's been a lot of conversation about content safaris and the fact that individuals have very complex and evolving needs in the marketplace. So by using technology, we can understand better the unique needs of every individual. And now in the marketplace where technology plays such a critical role, one could argue that it is technology overload. There are so many different places where you can get information. How can you continue to engage your customer on a 365-day a year type of basis, not just during your event, but before the event and after the event. So that's where big data really comes into play. Yeah. So it allows us to really understand the fundamental needs of each and every customer that we serve and give them the information that is very unique to them and unique to their needs.
Right, so in other words, you're creating a whole year out of a 2-day conference or a 2-day trade fair, so to speak.
We try to create a long-standing relationship. The whole approach is to first acquire the customer. By using our content, we can get a better idea as soon as that customer walks in the door, and usually that customer will walk in through our digital media. It's then understanding what kind of content that customer is engaging with and interfacing with. Then we use that knowledge to nurture that customer, to make that customer more aware of the various kinds of other information services, the research and other data that we can provide to them that would enhance their decision-making process. Mm-hmm. We work in the travel industry, and the travel industry is a market that works very well contextually, meaning that these types of customers want information about suppliers in the marketplace. Suppliers in the marketplace are the types of people who also sponsor and participate financially in our event. So we can enhance our events by understanding more about what our customers' needs are and marrying those customers with suppliers that are relevant to them when they're in the market to buy.
Yes, but again, event managers, conference organizers, trade show and exhibition organizers, they would already say, we already collect email addresses, names, preferences, maybe other details. When you talk about the small data and making everybody feel welcome, is that enough? Do they need to collect more, different information?
Sure, it's not just quantity of data, it's quality of data. We have hundreds of thousands of names in our database, hundreds of thousands of email addresses. But when you look at how many of that population is actually engaged in our content, it's a much smaller number. So obviously what we need to do is continually discover people who are in the marketplace. That's an really important component of our strategy. So yes, it's not just knowing that we have lots of email addresses in our database. It's knowing what is most important, the information, the data that is associated with those email addresses, so that if those individuals become inactive, we can use that information to try to re-engage them in our community and our content.
Yes. Okay. Now what happens if people don't take these steps? If they just continue to collect those email addresses but do nothing with them? No harm, is there?
No harm in terms of?
Well, I mean, in terms of business will just keep going. Do we really need to reimagine the data part?
Well, these are your customers. I mean, it's really fundamental to understand your customers' needs. Again, this comes down to really basic business, precepts. If you don't understand your customers' needs, you can't deliver the quality of products and services that are going to help your business grow. So, in our perspective, it's really fundamental, not just to be able to collect that information, but to then act in a way that engages them in terms of the information that you've already received on them.
David.
And then that information breeds other information because they continue to engage in your content. You can learn more about what they need and when they need it. And that's when you can engage the suppliers in the marketplace. They're going to be more connected to you if their relationship is clearly delivering a return on investment.
Yeah.
So my customers trust me more when I can provide verifiable, customers that have engaged in our content, customers who want to learn more about them because they've told us that they're in the market to buy their products and services.
So the content is kind of the fuel for the relationship, so to speak.
Exactly, yes.
All right. David, I look forward to the content that you're going to deliver in the Reimagine Growth panel. David Blansfield will be moderating that. And as always, we invite your comments by clicking on the thumbs up, maybe the thumbs down, but hopefully the thumbs up, as well as engaging with us through the comments section below this video. And of course, you can share this video as well.